What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into Leading Off. I am Welsh. That is Bubba. And this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks, you can check it out today. Download the app, use the promo code Leading Off, get a 100% match up to $100. Strap in, folks. This is going to be an interesting one today. Technical issues across the board. Bubba, blink twice if you can hear me. Okay, you can. What's up, Bubba?
What's up, my friend? Well, this is going to be a fun one. Yeah, between the two of us, it was an interesting get ready for the show moment. And we're thinking, okay, just hang on for 30 minutes. Let's do this.
I mean, hold on to your butts. It's going to be, hopefully you guys will be able to hear me and everything will be okay. But we'll get into all of it. We've got good news. We've got bad news. We've got bets. We've got DFS. We've got home run calls. And where in the world are Welsh and Corbin Carroll? Of course, I'll be giving a hint here in just a little bit. We can play that guessing game again, Bubba. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Let's start with the bad. I'm kind of a bad news first type of guy, Bubba. I don't know about you. Are you
I prefer the bad first so we can leave on a good note. I'm with you.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes it's to the person, though. I will point out, like sometimes the person I might be like, let's get the good news from this person because the bad's going to be really bad. Unfortunately, I'm that person today because Shane McClanahan, as you guys all know, it was announced he's going to undergo Tommy John surgery and is out. Exactly what I said the bad news was going to be. I hate it. I don't care what anyone says. There's something going on with the Rays, and he is out for the entire 2024 season. Brutal.
Yep. It's very bad, and it's one of those things we kind of like tongue-in-cheek joked about on this show. I know you did elsewhere, I did elsewhere. It's when you need a second opinion, and then you need a third opinion. It's like we have our idea, but we need another opinion. That's never good. Like we knew this was coming, and I guess on the bright side, they're doing it now instead of waiting until middle of the off season or something. So we'll get him back for 2025. But yeah, it sucks. It really, really sucks.
I guess it stinks. I had my Otno league. I drafted Jeffrey Springs and I drafted Shane McClanahan. So that was brutal. I think I had Drew Rasmussen too. I think I had all three of the Rays completely blown out. Luckily, I did trade though for Sandy Alcantara, who's been very good. So this stinks. This absolutely stinks. In a lot of formats, the Otno format, you probably just dump them. I'm not going to keep a guy for $30+ for a complete eat of a year, and hopefully he's good on the back end. But this is his second Tommy John surgery as well, so that makes it what even worse here. And I don't remember; I'd have to go back and look, but the recovery rate, the amount of guys that have had multiple Tommy Johns, it's usually not so great.
No, it's not good. I know Kopech for one is a doubles survivor, I guess we could say, and there's a few more out there, but it's not. We already saw the velocity going down. This K to walk was down this year. Then he has the TJ. I'm really concerned about his outlook going forward.
So I am in a good space here, Bubba, where I cannot hear anything. I didn't hear anything of what you said, but I know your lips were talking. I'm going to set us up here for the next thing. Hopefully you guys can hear me and you can do this. I wanted to throw this out here. Corey Seager, 3 for 5 yesterday, 2 homers, 5 RBI, now hitting 350 with an over 1,000 OPS. He has a 190 WRC plus, which is besties. Check this out. Pulled this. Seager's MLB ranks currently 2nd in batting average, 3rd in OBP, 1st in slugging, 1st in OPS, and as I mentioned, 1st in WRC plus. I believe the only thing lacking are his qualifications because he hasn't quite qualified here. He is having the year of year, but I saw somebody say this would be the greatest shortstop season ever. Do you buy that this is the greatest shortstop season ever? And I'm going down into the dungeon to try to fix things here.
I do not believe it's the best shortstop season ever. I think people forget we used to have Cal Ripken. We had A-Rod tearing things like MVP A-Rod seasons. We've had so much success in the shortstop position. It's tough to say. It's an amazing season. There's no doubt about it. What I'd like to see with Corey Seager is play a full season. That'd be fun. And then we could really see how good he is. But while on the field this year, he's putting together, and it's a remarkable season. It is not the best season.
Do you think that what Corey Seager is doing, because those ranks, by the way, were minimum of 300 plate appearances. Do you think Corey Seager is a top 15 fantasy option next year?
No, because let's have it. Like I brought this up on Twitter on Wednesday. Would you take Corey Seager or Bobby Witt Jr.?
Well, Buddy.
But no, I'm saying like that's your first rounders conversation.
Okay, you say that, but then who are the other? Would you rather have Bo Bichette or Corey Seager?
That's where it's a real question. But I'm saying like first 15 picks, you got Acuna, you got Tatis, you got Freeman will be there. Soto might still be in the mix. I don't know. J Ram, like you could go down this list of players, and it's gonna be tough to sneak into the 15 for Seager.
Well, see, I don't know if it's going to be that tough to sneak into the 15. Okay, so let's get rid of the best shortstop argument. Now, I mean, Red Baron here is saying that he's the best shortstop.
Yeah,
one shortstop. Okay, but let's get rid of that for a minute because it can get a little bit messy. Bobby Witt Jr. statistically, I mean, from a fantasy standpoint, is the best.
He's about to go 30-40. It's crazy.
But I think this is similar to the first base conversation we had where it was like Matt Olson now jumped next to Freddie Freeman. I think Matt Olson is probably a top 15 pick. He goes after Freeman. I think Seager is the Matt Olson to Bobby Witt Jr.
That's fair.
I think Corey Seager is a guy at the top. It's somewhere in the 15 you're going to get. What pitcher are you going to take over Corey Seager right now?
Well, that's the great question, and it depends if you like pitching or I wouldn't. I'm just waiting on pitching. So for me, it's nobody. I guess you can make the argument that Ohtani, maybe if you want to talk Ohtani pitcher versus hitter, there's your young Cole still been great, but for me, I wouldn't. But like Wonky says, Seager over Vlad Guerrero. These are all valid points, but we have 15 players, and that's my only thing. Is like I think Seager is going to be where Freddie Freeman was this last year, an amazing like early second round pick to pair with a stud in the first round, and that's where Seager comes into play.
Well, see, and it's funny because as soon as you said that, I'm like, yeah, I totally agree with you. Except Freddie Freeman in a lot of my leagues went like 10 and 11, so that's where I think he's going to lie between 12 and 15. Like I think Freddie Freeman will be gone. And then you're going to be looking at a guy like Seager. The only thing that holds him back right here is what Fred said is the injury risk. There's massive injury risk. We have to put qualifications on Corey Seager right now with minimum 300 at-bats because he doesn't qualify because he misses freaking time, which is crazy. But he is having an unworldly season. Guy's hitting 350 right now, 22 homers. He's got a legit chance to get over that 30-homer mark. And this is, it was one of the better offenses at the front half of the season. Corey Seager is a monster, is really what I was getting at here. But what you also mentioned was Bobby Witt. So Bobby Witt Jr. crushed a grand slam on Tuesday. And this is something I pulled. Check us out. He now has 57 combined homer and stolen bases. Now, I'm not going to count like, what's his face? Esteury Ruiz. I'm not going to do that. We're going to do homers. Homer, stolen base combo. There are only two players with a bigger combo that have at least like 20 homers. Acuna and Shohei Ohtani. That's it. And check this out. He has the same number as Corbin Carroll, but he has more RBI and a better batting average than Corbin Carroll. Because apparently, as soon as it's been pointed out in the chat, I have ruined Corbin Carroll. And don't think that I hadn't thought about this a week ago, that where in the world are Welsh and Corbin Carroll? Next up probably needs to be a batting cage. I'm well aware of that, where he's at, because he's down to 269. But Bobby Witt, third most, more RBIs than Carroll, more stolen bases, might be one of the most underrated fantasy guys right now, but this is probably relative to like the back half of the first round. I think Bobby Witt Jr., Bubba, might be a top 3 pick next season. He might be the third pick. You could justify Bobby Witt over Corbin Carroll right now.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, Acuna and Ohtani, if you're playing in like a transaction league, who goes above Bobby Witt Jr.?
The fun discussion, I would take the Bobby Witt over J Ram. I would go there, but that still will be a discussion because you got the third base position. I think the big discussion will be Bobby Witt versus Tatis. I don't think
that is a discussion right now.
But full healthy Tatis, like this is a 40-40 dude also.
Okay, to your point, maybe it's a discussion if you believe that like this is him recouping from missed time, from the worm medication, all that type of stuff, like becoming a new player, finding that consistency. If you believe it's one of those lost-ish seasons and he bounces back,
yeah.
I mean, the only problem is like, then maybe he's as good as Bobby Witt Jr. is right now. Like Bobby has been failing upwards. Batting average has gone up. He has a sub 20% K percentage. He's one of the sneakiest buys all season long. And I've been screaming about it and I can't even hear you. Please go on.
I'm loving all the Bobby Witt talk. Don't get me wrong there. I'm absolutely a big fan of it.
Okay. I literally can't. We're going to go back to it in a second here. I just want to point this out. Maybe you can answer this question for everybody. Cristian Javier. Cristian Javier allowed 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings against the Marlins. He didn't get a decision. He was pulled in the bottom of the 5th after a throwing error. He now, in this game, he generated only 9 swinging strikes on 95 pitches with a 20% CSW percentage. The bigger concern and question, though, with Cristian Javier, and I saw people posing this, and I think it's fair, is do we even hold on to him? 4.49 ERA. He has a worse expected ERA so far this year. Double-digit barrel percentage given up. His Ks are the lowest of his career. Walks are kind of up there. We've talked about how inefficient he is. Should you even hold on to Cristian Javier rest of the season?
It's a great question. It's actually a question discussed on my bench with Bubba last night. It was he's been so bad, as you mentioned. I think in 15 teams you hold. That's just the reality of the world because replacement value on the waiver wire is not good. But in 10s and 12s, there's a great argument to drop him. Obviously, you want to drop him for something that's going to benefit you. But he's been so bad, it is not worth hanging on to. So I could definitely see dropping a Javier and moving on at this point in the season as he looks lost.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of preached it a little bit. You're at the point of the year, keeper leagues devoid here. You're at the point of the year where it's like you can just have a short-term memory and just start cutting guys. Like, would it be a bummer if Cristian Javier like figured it out, you cut him, and a guy in your league picks him up and does well? Yeah, sure. But what sign has he shown that that's going to happen? Every expected stat is against him right now. The pitches haven't been working. He's a primary 2-pitch pitcher. You know what? Better strategy might be Trojan horse. Cut him and let the other league mates pick him up and screw their team if you've got viable options. So I think the point is he's now become viable to cut pending the guys you have available in your league. And he, you might be better off just straight. I mean, Chase Silseth would be better to ride right now with hot as he is over Javier.
Yep, it's funny you mentioned that because we did the top ads last week. Cole Reagans versus Javier. We said, okay, Javier. But then we came to Chase Silseth, and that was an easy Chase Silseth the whole way. So, yes, see what's out there, especially in 10 and 12-team leagues on the Yahoos and Fantraxes of the world. A lot more pitchers than you think are widely available.
This is very, very true. So again, thank you guys all for hanging out. If you don't even realize if you're listening, like my audio is going in and out. I've heard everything Bubba has said. So if I'm being weird about it, I was also going to make, by the way, Wednesdays, I was going to make it like a chat day, a very chat day, but all the chaos is going to. So think about this for next week. We're going to have a very I don't remember what name I had for it, but we're
chat-centric.
Yeah, like a very chat-centric Wednesday, like answering questions and stuff like that. But literally the technical stuff before had me reeling. So if I'm being weird, extra weird than I am, that's why I'm being weird. The other news piece, by the way, Hunter Greene allowed 1 hit, struck out 9 over 5 2/3 in a rehab start in AAA. He got up to 100, which is nice, hitting 97 to 183 pitches. Looks very likely that his next start is going to be in the major leagues, and he will be back. Also, Nick Lodolo is rehabbing. So for any of you guys that God, if Lodolo can just pull together a couple good starts to end the year, I think it'll be so good going into next year. I don't think it'll raise his value too much. And if both get back those signs of life, it would be pretty big for your playoff run. Interesting. Left Positive just said, can I drop Severino? I would drop Severino for everybody we've talked about. Silseth, I would drop him for Hunter Greene. Lodolo, if they're sitting out there, easy.
I'd rather have Cristian Javier than Severino.
Yeah, exactly. So be on the lookout for Hunter Greene. Lookie. Couple things here. Rookie pitchers, we're at it again. Bobby Miller, he went 6, gave up 1 earned run, struck out 4, retired 18 straight at one point. Logan Allen went 6, struck out 7, no earned runs. I was going to kind of press, is there something in there with the rookie pitch? We did this on Rates and Barrels this week where we were talking about the workload management that was going on and dealing with workload management. Do you think with how good rookie pitchers have been this year, you are going to just not focus in the future on, all right, this guy's got a limited amount of innings? Like that was kind of with Mason Miller. We are seeing it with Yuri Perez. Do you think how good these pitchers are, assuming that this continues and baseball is maturing these players at this rate, that you're going to say, you know what? I just don't even care about what these workloads are or how they're going to stop these players. I'm picking up these players like they are ranked A or B. Do you understand how I'm saying that? Like, are you just going to go all in on these rookie pitchers as they come?
On draft day, I'm not so sure. But on the waiver wires, I'll be much more aggressive. Let's put it that way. Like I was all in on Bybee and some others because they were more stretched out. We knew they get 130, 140 innings here and there. but I had question marks on others. I've been right, I've been wrong. We've all been right and wrong on these young pitchers. That's the fun of it. But to your real question there is, yes, I am down to not be as concerned with the innings as I was before.
Everything you said was super, super smart. I got none of it, Bubba. I think that look on your face, this is actually a fun game for me. I think everything you said was probably the smartest thing ever. I didn't hear a word of it.
The best part is they can hear both of us, apparently, because no one said a word.
Yep. See, he could be saying awful things about me right now. I'd have no idea, so I can't hear a single word. Other rookie lookies, I'm going to plow through these, and then we'll go to injuries, get your takes here. Emerson Hancock struggled, no decision on Tuesday, gave up 9 hits, no bueno. This was a crazy one. If you got any takes on this, I'll be very excited to hear you at some point what you had to say about it. But the Rays, they sent shortstop Carson Williams, who is a high A guy, all the way up to AAA. They just skipped, just said, screw it, we're skipping AA, sent him all the way up to AAA. He's a 20-year-old. He's hitting around 260. Big counting stats. I actually have been kind of pinged about him the last couple days. My problem is people are like, well, you're so low. And the problem is because he strikes out a lot. He's like a 30% strikeout guy. But the Rays, in all their stuff, just moved him all up. So any thoughts on Carson Williams for them to hear, not me?
I would say it basically says more about the potential situation in Tampa Bay than anything. It's going to be I think it's just adding depth to AAA. It's allowing the Rays to do what they need to do in the bigs to take care of things. And I think Carson Williams is more of a next season issue than this season.
I was looking at the I think I might have got back, Bubba. Talk.
There we go. What's up, son? You back?
A little bit of a delay. I'm back. I was looking at the chat and everyone was like, "This is mean what you're saying."
Oh, they're having fun with this now.
Yeah, I'm having a great time not being able to hear. I can hear now, but it's just going in and out. So let's keep going. Injuries. Ozzy Albies on the IL, hamstring injury. Vaughn Grissom is coming up with the bat. Bo Bichette started a rehab assignment on Tuesday, could return this weekend. Jose Altuve was diagnosed with a left knee contusion, considered day-to-day. I was talking about him on ITL. What a low-key good projected out season he's having. That's one of those guys. If you're in a smaller window, God, I would have loved to trade for him in Dynasty. I know trading for like a 33-year-old is ridiculous, but trading for him in a short-term window, he's projected out to be like almost a 30-30 guy, Bubba.
Yeah, no, he's having a beastly season. Everyone keeps going between injuries and age, like what's going on, but he's putting it together this year in a big way, and he was a heck of a value on draft day.
Yes, Bubba Welsh did get taller. You guys are dirtbags. This is what I love about this show. You're my type of dirtbags. I'm just so happy I can hear right now. So we'll keep going. Logan O'Hoppe moving to AAA for rehab, should be returning soon. So go and fire up those shares if you're looking for some catcher action. Tanner Houck going to be activated and started Monday, I think, versus Houston. This is a very cool story. I just wanted to mention this real quick. I don't know if you saw this at all. Mookie Betts shared it. If we had the only thing that's cool about StreamYard is you can like add tweets and stuff, but it would screw up like the background, and Bubba and I would look all weird because I would add what he said. But essentially, and this is the question I wanted to bring to everybody, he had a fan who said, Mookie, if you hit a homer, I will name my kid Mookie. And Mookie's like, don't do that. And he's like, no, I'm doing it. And Mookie proceeded to hit a homer. The fan followed through and tweeted the birth certificate. And Mookie was like, that's my girl now. That's my girl. Because it was, I don't remember the name, something, Mookie, something. And it was a cool idea. So this is what came to my mind. Bubba, what player would you name your kid after? You could pick only one player, and what would it be? Would it be a first name or middle name like they did? If you could pick only one player, same thing for the chat. I want to hear.
It would probably be middle name, and for anybody that knows me, my favorite player is Will Clark, so Clark would be the one. It'd be a Clark name. Didn't work. I had a daughter, made life a little difficult in that argument. I tried, didn't last long, but probably Will Clark.
Oh, real nice. Clark is real nice. That's
real
what
nice.
So, okay, yeah, Will. So it would be. Would you go full Will Clark? You could be like Cynthia Will Clark. Bubba.
It'd probably be Clark. Probably the easiest way to go about it. I like the Fuco Dome one. That's a great comment there. Have you a fun one?
Let's see. Tony Gwynn. I have a couple friends. Dennis Sidler, actually, from Sid's Graphs, he named his son Ryan, Ryne, like Ryan Sandberg. So that was in there. Griffey would be a good name, actually. Like a good first name, right?
Yeah, it'd be a really good one, and especially the nickname, the kid, it works.
Oh, Griffey Welsh. Oh, my son's going to be.
Oh, well, you better get back at it, Welsh.
Yeah. I don't know. My problem is my favorite player growing up was Vladimir Guerrero. So I don't know if Vladimir Welsh how well that would work, or I guess it could be whatever first name. My son's name is Parker. So Parker Vladimir Welsh would be kind of.
Better buy some stock and some good vodka at that rate.
Yeah. Maybe some Shoheis.
There you go.
Shohei. I think that would be a great name. So first name, Coco's a good one. Yeah, I like nicknames. I think nicknames would be good in there. I think Griffey would be a great one. So keep putting those out there, Nico. Yeah, I'm not going to name Aroldis. So yeah, I think there's a few names that are off the table right now. Aroldis,
I won't even make any jokes right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a couple that are off the table. But I thought that was cool and continues to show you Mookie Betts is like the coolest dude out there. And Corbin. Yeah, we could. I mean, again, we need to hit a little bit. Well, we're going to go on our travel. Speaking of Corbin Carroll, here's your hint for coming up here very shortly. Where in the world are Welsh and Corbin Carroll? Your hint for today is barrel. Barrel, like Corbin Barrel. Barrel is your hint if you can think about it.
I have an idea.
Where in the world are Welsh and Corbin Carroll? Hint. Barrel. Strawberry. That would be a good. That's a little weird one. Yeah, dude. Michael, I knew someone was going to do this one. I knew it was. That's one earlier. All right. We got some good guesses in here. The 3 up and 3 down. Teoscar Hernandez, 5 for 5, 1 homer, 3 RBI, a triple short of the cycle. Great performance. Jordan Montgomery. He went 6, gave up 1 earned run, struck out 9. Bryce Elder went 7, giving up only 1 hit and 3 Ks. Those were your up, your down. Jack Flaherty gave up 3 earned runs, walked 4 in just 3. Kind of back to that mess. Justin Lawrence came in for 2/3 of an inning and gave up 5 earned runs. So there you go. Your speculative closer market. And Kyle Schwarber went 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. Now over his last 12 at-bats, 0 for 12 with 6 Ks. It's a 50% K rate. It's no bueno. He will finish that list of the 30-plus homer guys hitting sub 200. That ain't changing. What is going to be changing, there's my transition here to try to find it, is not you with PrizePicks, unless you're going to be signing up today. That can change. Use the promo code leading off. You don't have to wait just because the season's coming to an end. Sign up with PrizePicks. Lots of different sports, but you can pair these bad boys together. You can pair multi-sports. I don't know if that's something we've talked about all year. You can take all the sports that they offer, and you can build your PrizePicks as well. Do it today. Use the promo code leading off. Support your boys. Bubba, what's on the PrizePicks for you today?
Reminder, everybody, check out the tacos. Yesterday, a Taco Tuesday. Matt Olson over half of a total base. It's easy money. But for myself on Wednesday, all fantasy points here. Corey Seager, aforementioned Corey Seager, over 7.5 points against Reed Detmers. Matt Olson over 8.5 points in his matchup versus the bullpen of New York. And J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez on fire over 8 points in that matchup versus Kansas City.
Very nice. I am going to go with Aaron Savale, one pitcher that has not broken down for the Rays yet. They do seem to just magic. They grow them. They grow them in a lab. Maybe that's the problem. They're not real. They're not real boys. They're just like these fake pitchers that break down. Savale, fantasy score 28.5. I'm going to go with that. Reese Olson and the aforementioned Kenta Maeda, no run first inning, a little nerfy action. And I'm going to go with Luis Robert, fantasy score 7.5. Those are my prize picks. So Savale score, Reese Kenta Maeda nerfy, Luis Robert 7.5. Bubba's got Corey Seager, Olson, and Rodriguez. Reminder again, in the chat, put down who you think where Welsh and Corbin Carroll are. Everybody that gets it right will be tallied, and we'll be giving an autograph card at the end of the year for all the proper guesses. Bubba, on the bets, what are you betting today?
Sticking in the first 5 world, Oakland first 5 plus 135. It should be more of a pick 'em with Liberatore against Blackburn. Texas team total first 5 over 2.5 minus 110. They'll take Detmers to town. And then Atlanta team total first 5 over 3.5 at plus money. Sign me up plus 120.
I like JP's. He says, take out a second mortgage and place some bets. That's right. Well, there are some good bets that you can do today. 2 that I love. We don't want to go crazy on the parlays, but Kevin Gossman, 6.5 strikeouts. Pair that with Jesus Luzardo, 5.5 strikeouts. They're both juiced, I found, to like minus 160. So it's going to be somewhere in between there. That's a pretty juiced solo bet. You pair them together, you get around 160. So 164 to be exact is what I got. Gossman strikeouts over, Luzardo strikeouts over, like that. Another parlay, Arizona money line, Seattle money line. Give me those 2. I get 160. Thank you very much. And I know someone in here said they didn't like Savale's stuff overall, but Tampa Bay first 5 money line is -110. You also can take full game for even money at 100, but I like Tampa Bay first 5. So we're pairing up Aaron Savale to do some work for Tampa Bay through the first 5. Those are my big bets. What do you got on the DFS today?
Gossman going up against Philadelphia at 10.5, Castillo versus Kansas City, and then I like the punt of Javier Assad at 6.4 versus the White Sox, but it looks like the wind might be blowing out in Chicago, Wrigley. So keep an eye on that one. Speaking of Chicago, love stacking up the Cubs versus Mike Clevenger. Stick with Atlanta in any matchup, and then I love Texas versus Reed Detmers. And not a ton of value, but Nicky Lopez, if he gets to start at second base, he's 2.8K versus Vasquez, and then potentially Garrett Cooper at 2.4 versus Kramer, but not a ton of value on today's slate.
Where in the world are Welsh and Corbin Carroll? Your final bets you can get in right now. I have marked any that need to be marked. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's first set up where in the world are Welsh and Corbin Carroll? That gets me every time. I'm like sitting over here. I'm like,
You're so proud of yourself.
The music makes me happy. Where are we? The hint was barrel. And I got to give it to him. Maybe I made it too easy because guess what? A bunch of you got it. And Brett Anderson was the first one because Corbin and I, Niagara Falls. That's right. Seeing the beautiful sights going east, watching the beautiful water flow. I've never been there, but Corbin and I definitely totally went, did not just get photoshopped. That's a real picture, of course. Corbin Carroll does not endorse Niagara Falls. So any of you that got that, I will be marking you down. Very, very good. And great job. Great job. Where in the world are Welsh and Corbin Carroll? I have some very fun ones coming up. So now some of you are actually on the board. So congratulations. We will keep playing that. And yes, I think the next destination will be the batting cage. We will be doing maybe some live BP to try to get that average going. Home run calls. Bubba, who you calling today?
I'm sticking with the Rangers. Give me Adelise Garcia against Reed Detmers. I think that's a fun one right there.
Ooh, I didn't even actually get mine. I'm going to go with, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's go with Ellie De La Cruz today up against Noah Syndergaard. I love that one. If you want to take a look at the home run board, would you looky, who has sole possession of 5? That would be me. Blue Harvester picked it back up. Milk Carton for Razor Ramon. We're missing Razor. Where are you at? JJ Tater, R. Hoffman at 39. So Razor and Tater at 40. Harvester at 47. I am at 36 with sole possession of 5. We've got Wonky at 6 with 35, as well as MT Fisher. I am coming for that helmet. So where in the world will that helmet be? In my office, ladies and gentlemen. We got through it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Holy crap, crazy technical issues. It's nonsense, but we made it through. I didn't hear all the horrible things that Bubba said. Hopefully you guys were saying awesome things.
I saved that for your face.
Yeah, we'll have a fun Friday with more. We got some weekend streamers we'll be doing. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the podcast. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube and hang with us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh my, we love you all. And until next time, it is the Fantasy Baseball Podcast right here on Fantasy Pros. Peace out. Peace, peace, peace. Bye. Holy technical.